Hi, my name's Mike.
My name is Donnie.
And we're the Thewhetherdudes. And we're not going to give you the title of this movie at this very moment, but we are going to give you clues to the title, see if you can figure it out. Clue 1. Know what this is?
I do.
Clue 2. What are those?
Yeah.
And this movie is about a couple who actually inherits a house down south. It happens to be her dad's house. And the boyfriend she's married to is actually the writes. He actually makes movie scripts. And he's actually doing one about World War II. He figures this is a good time to write a story in a nice, quiet countryside.
They soon run into her ex, played by Alex, well, I can't pronounce his last name, so we'll call him Eric Northman from True Blood. That's how I know him.
That works for me, Donnie.
He used to be the quarterback, star quarterback back in the day. He feels some sort of attraction and feelings for her still when she comes back into town, which creates a jealousy towards her husband, played by James Marsden, who we know as Cyclops from X-Men.
We also want to mention James Woods, who plays this really mean guy they call Coach, who's a real mean drunk. He does it beautifully. It was really awesome to watch him work. He almost overrode everybody else with his acting. So this actually gives us the recipe for not so quiet in the country.
I don't think so, Mike. In case you haven't guessed the movie we're doing today, we're gonna tell you right now.
Straw
Dogs.
Straw Dogs. Welcome to Sesame Street.
All right, Mike. This movie budgeted for $25 million. You know, it made $5 million its first weekend out. Unfortunately, that's pretty low, but I believe it's because it was advertised wrongly. When I saw advertisements and previews for this movie, I kept thinking, The Strangers without masks down in the South.
I'd have to agree with him. I got the same thing. Strangers Without Masks. The movie they came in 5th place. The Transporter 4 came in 4th place. Oh, that's The Driver. So we had to decide whether we wanted to see Transporter 4 or see Straw Dogs. And we thought about it to the last second walk out because there wasn't high hopes for this movie. We already seen parts of the previews and stuff, but we still went to Straw Dogs, and we were happy we seen it.
Yeah, like you said, we walking into the movie itself, we were like, the hopes were just very low. We're like, it might be a waste of our money, but it was really great. It moves not slow. It just gives it time to build characters and build a storyline, which is needed for the movie, and it made it great. Yeah,
you got to understand the characters a little bit. I kind of got into this movie with really well done, I think, personally. We were both sitting on the edge of the street every time we've seen a scene. The argument, you know, it was kind of like watching Alfred Hitchcock movie. You know, when the birds came into the big into Tobago Bay, I believe it is. Didn't you get nervous and sit on the edge of the seat, figure out what's going to go on?
I did, definitely.
Every time the husband and the ex got together, it was volatile for an explosion, and you were on the edge of the seat figuring out what was going to go on here.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It was actually really cool to watch that part.
Yes, exactly. You know, it was.
And then, you know, we're going to put this in a perspective a little bit better for you. So, you know, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. And we're going to put this in a picture for you that you can see how this relationship between the husband and the ex. The ex was fighting with something similar to this. He did not believe in violence. See how small that little thing is?
It means the husband was fighting like that. The ex had something a lot bigger, more manpower.
Yeah, he wasn't afraid to use violence. The ex wasn't. The other guy tried to talk his way out of everything.
Definitely. Like Mike said, there's great chemistry between the two. You know, once you step to that, they said to the play, you're like, who is going to come out of this conversation alive? You know, it was like they start talking. It might be a battle royale, it might not. You know, but it was definitely great.
Yeah, a dead or alive might be a little tough on that part.
Maybe too much, but still.
But it was definitely they were going who was going to win the arguments when it came through that way. So we're actually going to move on to the question today.
No, Mike, that's after the weathering.
I guess we're going to do the weathering first.
So the weathering, we gave this movie a sunny day.
Which means you should see this in a theater because the previews did not do it any justice whatsoever.
Not whatsoever. You know,
this movie keep on the edge of the seat. See this movie. It'll keep on the edge.
The best thing about this movie, Mike, was, you know, great movie. It wasn't overkill with like violence and blood and guts. You know, like it had those small parts here and there to make the movie suspenseful enough, but not overshadowing the movie.
Yeah. It wasn't like watching Chainsaw 20 or something like that.
Yeah, for
sure.
I mean?
Come on. It was actually a really good movie. There was just enough blood to make it real. It was just a great movie altogether.
Yeah, it was, definitely.
So moving on to the question of last week, what Stephen King book was turned into a movie where a virus wiped out half the planet?
That would be The Stand, Mike.
Very good, Donnie. I love all that physical thing he did there. And moving on to next week's question. What main actor played in the original Straw Dogs, and in what year was it played in? Sending responses to
our YouTube channel or our email account, Thewhetherdudes.
Why are you still holding that gun?
Well, this is how big his ego was.
That's how big Donnie's ego is.
No, mine's just a tad bit bigger, Mike.
Oh, I bet my stomach will beat that.
I don't know. So send your responses once again to our email account, thewhetherdudes@gmail.com. Thewhetherdudes, all one word, and whether or not to see the movie. Stay tuned next week when we weather another movie for you.